need for us to partner together and change our resources to help our people. Just as those before us fought for a democratic Liberia, the challenge is ours today to evolve the potential of our people. May I request of you, my fellow Liberians, a movement of standing ovation to show our deepest sense and appreciation to Senator Jack Reed of the state of Rhode Island for reintroducing the Senate Bill 656 and Congressman Patrick Kennedy for introducing the House version of the same bill, H.R. 1941. Senator Jack Reed and Congressman Kennedy have asked us Liberians to partner with each other and change our resources to have our respected lawmakers in Washington, D.C. to sign onto the bill. The passage of the bill requires the absolute involvement of all Liberians, irrespective of our social and economic background and ranks of Liberia. Today, the leadership of ULA salutes President Johnson for her effort in making an appeal to the U.S. government on the issue of TPS and having an exclusive meeting with ULA to discuss this issue. And also, we do tell the President for making a speech on March 15, 2006 to the joint U.S. Congress and appealing for our Liberian brothers and sisters on TPS. The challenge of ensuring the passage of these two bills can be seen as the greatest foreign challenges of our generation that stands before us. Our people are pressing to deportation come October 2nd, 2007. If any single Liberian is deported simply because we fail to act as a people and a community, it means we have failed ourselves in addressing the key challenges of our time. I must remind you that organizations that succeed in the 21st century are those that engage in networking and collaboration. Let me repeat myself. I must remind you that organizations that succeed in the 21st century are those that engage in networking and collaboration. As Liberians, we have to network. Liberians, we have to get involved. As Liberians, we cannot be isolated. No longer can the Liberian community be isolated. We must find our way to a shared structure of all groups and participate in the American political process. Since, in fact, we are already here wearing uniforms to protect the security and value of the United States of America and the economic growth of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, Liberians, we need to get involved in the process. We need to attend the PTA meeting. So we'll be having an election in the school. In this country,
for the 320,
you are activated. But if you participate in the
for the 320 of Stockton Boulevard.
We cannot take any longer.
Stockton Boulevard, yes.
This is home. If you participate in the process that will be in the future, who you think will?
Okay.
Who you think will? We can't stay down any longer. We are here. And since we are here, we participate. We should get involved in school board elections. Get involved in local, state, and state politics. Example, city council. Volunteer our services to local organizations and host of other activities that will make it easier for us to get our message across to the policy-maker corridor of the United States. People wonder why the Somalians, why the other group of people are getting what they want. It's very simple. The election person, they are involved. They make contributions to a congressman. Even if you give a $10, after the election, if you call them, they say, yes, this person will work. Because we just work on our campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to get involved. This is home. This is home. not be afraid. You're already a worker. You can jack in the way. Now, you can ask yourself a question. Are other Liberians involved in this process? As a direct result of Liberian in the state of Rhode Island political process, the ULA chapter in Rhode Island has a direct access to the lawmakers in Washington, D.C. and within the state. Liberians in Rhode Island have got direct access. If this man, Michael, will understand, if you take a phone right now and call Jack Reed, he will answer. You know why? The Liberians in that area are involved. Election sometimes to get involved. And that's why today, for the past 10 years, the island has been leading this effort. It's not by mistake, because Jack Reed knows the power of Liberians. And I believe with everything in this world, that if you can get involved in the process in the city, when you call your governor, when you call the speaker, they will say, yes, this is what I want to happen. As leaders in our community, our task is to ensure the best strategies in preventing the deportation of our people. Let me admit, and let me say again, let me admit that we do recognize that the ultimate decision to avoid the deportation of our people squarely rests with the U.S. Congress and the President of the United States of America. Everything that we are talking, I want to let you know that we know for a fact that only the U.S. Congress and the President can start the deportation of our people. Then you will ask yourself a question, why are we here? If we know that only the President and the Congress can help us. Ladies and gentlemen, you only go to a bank that you have the money to withdraw. The bank that you don't have the money, you can't go to the withdrawal. So, however, we can have the U.S. authorities to remember that it was Liberian air, sea, land that the United States used to win World War I and World War II. You have to know that we have reached our point that we have to tell our friends that somewhere down the line we deposited something in your account and we have come our dividends. Somewhere in our history we provided you Broward International Airport as a vendor base. Somewhere in our history we gave you the free port of Monrovia as a vendor seaport. Somewhere in our history we gave you the Voice of America that you used in the Cold War. So we have come to you for our dividends. The speech I'm giving to you today is just a portion of what Madam Ellen Johnson delivered on March 15, 2006 in Congress. These things we are not making up for their history. They know it and we have to tell them. It was Liberia that provided the needed resources for the Voice of America to stand on to penetrate and influence the African decision-making process during the Cold War. It was Liberia, the people of Liberia, that provided the United States air, land, everything needed to win the war, the Cold War in Africa. It was Liberian land on which then the strategic financial road plantation was built to support the security and economic growth of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the history of this country and the economic strength of this country, you will find out that once upon a time, everything that they depended on rubber. And at the time, it was Firestone. And Firestone was where? In Nigeria. Firestone was in Malaysia. Firestone was in Malaysia. What happened? What didn't happen? we gave them all our land. And at the time, the United States depended on dollars. We are not coming to a bank while we don't have the account. We're coming to a bank that we are depositing. There's something in it. And what we are asking of you is to give our dividends. By all accounts, we as a people represent the interest and value of this country in Africa and around the world. And I believe that we expect the United States of America to look unto us for some favor. We need some favor. We need something. We are friends. We are brothers. And we are sisters. We did everything the United States requested of us in the Cold War. How can you look at us and deport 10,000 Liberians back home? Yesterday, when you needed us, we delivered. Make no mistake. When the war in Vietnam took place, when they helped the United States, they brought the people in planes from Vietnam to come here to be citizens. We are not asking for something different. We're asking for the same favor that you gave other people. Give it to us. We, as a people, we have to play our part. The question is, what can we do? What can we do? Right, our lawmakers in Washington, D.C. to support the bill. Now, we have two bills on the floor. In the Senate, the bill is called S656. In the House, it's called 1941. We have two questions, different people, Patrick Kennedy and Jack Reed, that introduced the two bills. The only thing they're asking you to do is to call your congressperson, is to call the speaker, and the speaker make sure the bill go through. All you have to do around the country, all our brothers are saying, call and say, look, please support Senate Bill S656 and House Bill 1941. That's all you have to say. And we will take it from that level. We are asking for your help. We can ask our friends, we can ask our co-workers to do the same. We can't win it alone. If you know somebody at work, give them the number they can call. We can ask our churches. You know, in this effort, the most important group that is support of churches, they have the power, spiritual power and economic power. We need a blessing. We need a blessing. We can make calls to the women, we can make calls around the country for this bill. We can get Liberians that are playing football, Liberians that that are in the national football league. We can ask them to ask their friends to support the bill. We can have Liberians to go on local television. You see, sometimes when you do the best you can for our people, they hide the story. At the point that you can't hide anything. You can't hide. If you know you're on TPS and your child will be impacted if they are deported, let the people be aware. Yeah? Tell your story. The people have no idea what impact it will have on us. We cannot argue any longer than my brother is now a slave. You can't get an argument. It's already zero. So we will have to change our strategy to say that, look, from a family value point, this thing has an impact on my grandmother. It has an impact on my late daughter. We have to do this thing. Yes, they are true. If I'm on TPS and my daughter is going to school, it's reporting what happened to her. And we have to come out. You can't say the full know. They don't know until you come out. Yeah. And remember one thing, if you are on TPS, you are not illegal. You only become legal after October 2nd. You have enough time to make the story. Gentlemen, if somebody is fighting for us, we have to fight ourselves. It's about time that we wake up and sleep. Also, as Liberians, don't isolate other people that are on TPS. That's one issue that we got. People are not coming up together. They're afraid that you give them that mind that is on TPS. You know. Somebody asked me a question, why is my style? And I told the person, I said, if I tell you I'm on TPS, you will say I'm only doing things where I want to protect myself. And I went on and said, if I tell you say I get green card, you say you know you know what Georgia Liberia. So the best answer to that is that I'm fighting for my people. My fellow Liberian and friends, this task is no doubt a difficult one, but it will be a mistake if anyone thinks that difficulty is exactly of responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of Liberia, the situation of king is not a new issue to migrants in this country. In the time, Congress has allowed migrants being in the United States for a prolonged period of time because of terrible conditions in their native countries to adjust to permanent residency. In 1988, Congress gave green card to Chinese because of the Senate Square. They also gave green card to go from Uganda to Ethiopia. So there are other people that we have history on. We have track record that we are not unique. This is not a new thing. Somebody will say, why would you put your special privilege? I'm asking, why do we get them fire things? Why do we allow them to use our air, our land? We are friends. We are friends. And when you're in need, you want to go to your friends. That's all. You don't go to your friends. You can't go to the Chinese. You can't go to the Russians.
You're fair with that.
Asking for help. Fellow Liberians, we have to succeed in this process. We must avoid the pitfalls that usually fall in the way of normal efforts such as this. We must avoid what becomes the Liberian way of seeing the crab mentality. What am I saying? We can't be fighting each other. You know when you have crab and it's together, you see how you can be doing like this? We're fighting each other. Now, if we begin to fight each other, at the end of the day, our people will be before them. It's about time that we be united. It's about time that we get involved in this country. It's about time that we tell our friends that we need you, just as we asked for yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of Liberia, we must partner together. We must change our resources together to protect our people. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless the Republic of Liberia. May God bless the Union of Liberian Association of America. Thank you. Thank you.
Truly a powerful message, wasn't it? Yeah. I learned some things today that I didn't know about the coal about the Cold War and about, you know, us giving up our land and our airspace and all of that, you know, I mean, yes, I did like to read history, but somehow, after being here for so many years, you kind of forget about that. But those are points that definitely we need to discuss as we have conversations with our leaders. And we do have some friends within the City Council of Sacramento, within the City Council of California. We do have people of contact that some of us have associated with and can call on to host a meeting or something and just kind of discuss our situation with them and see where they can take us. It's so important. We saw the whole of last week, the Mexicans, how they rallied together. They were on the streets of the Capitol for a whole week, or even longer than that. They rallied together because they want to make some changes in what's happening with them. And if they can pull together, there's nothing that is stopping us from doing the same thing. We are a people of strength. We are a people of unity. We are a godly people. And we know that with God, nothing is impossible. All right? So we can do this. October 2nd. It's just a couple of months away, but it's not impossible. We know the things that are impossible for man is not impossible for God. And we can do this. Fellow Liberians, we can do this. So let's pull up our bootstraps and do what we need to do to begin having conversations with people that we work with. Like the Honorable said, friends, some of us have relatives who are in high places. Some of us have relatives who are soccer stars, who are, you know, in high position jobs that can talk to people that they know, that can make that phone call. Now, the Honorable, we need that phone number, because you know what? It's one thing to ask people to make a phone call. Some of us, we're kind of lazy. We don't want to go on the internet and kind of navigate and find out, okay, now which number do I need to call? So we need that phone number. And we need to get on it and pass that number on to as many people as we know. Because if each one of us can pass that information on to 5 or 10 of our brothers and sisters or friends, we can put a dent in what's going on. We in California here. This is our opportunity. This is our opportunity. And let's rise to the occasion like we've done so many other times. And we can make this work. I really want to thank you for your lesson. This was such a powerful word. And you know, the interesting thing about it, I've been sitting in the corner just taking notes. Because we have not only the Liberian organization that has this concern. We have the Sierra Leone organization, of which I'm part of the Honorable Union, okay? All right? I've already made that connection. And so, you know, I'm going to carry on this information to the other side. So, it's really interesting that we're having this meeting today, because a lot of them were deported within the last couple of months. A lot of them were deported, and they do not have the split that we have here today. So we can do this, and that information will be passed on to them definitely, so that they can work with us on this effort. Now, we're going to go into a question and answer period. I would like to, before we have one of our representatives come up and take the, go ahead and officiate the question and answers, I would like to ask each and every one of you, if you have a question, please make sure you can either write the question down or make sure the question that you're asking is not a question that somebody else has asked. Let's listen keenly to what is going to be said today. Because we want to make sure we do not only hear the information, we want to leave here with the correct information. And if there's something that you're not clear about, you can always talk to one of the members of AFLI, or you can talk to the delegates after the meeting is over. But get your questions together. Have it in your mind what it is that you want to ask. And we would ask that everybody who has a question, please raise your hand and please ask only one question so we're able to get to everybody in a timely manner and be able to fellowship a little bit after the meeting is over. Is that all right? Is that all right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Capet, and he will go ahead and he will officiate our question and answer period.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much again, the mistress of ceremony here. What we're going to do is like a little dialogue with everybody here, because we want for people to leave here with the understanding of what this whole bill is all about. This is why the President thought it fit to bring in on his delegation the chairman of the Immigration Committee on the national level. So let me bring to the podium Mr. Michael Rare, who is going to be the brain to answer most of the questions that are out there. The President will also be available if you want to do a direct question to him to answer some of your concerns. So, Mr. Rare, could you please come forward? And we also, yes.
Before you leave out, I have several questions, but one particularly to the person here. Why is it that they say here not on the website? And since I thought maybe it says you're the
Okay. We have some technical problem with our website, with the moderator of the website, and there's a transition. Let me just cut it to the chase. There is a transition with the previous moderator of the website with the one that is coming in. So they're doing some meeting and trying to change ideas to get the website going. But we've been having it on our listserv. Those of you who subscribe to the listserv, we've been having it on there. And there are press releases that have come out from the organization here in Sacramento to the cyber world. So we're definitely going to get that website functioning in not too long distance future. In fact, sometime this week the President instructed a new moderator to get things going on that. Thank you very much for your concern. In the meantime, Mr. Ware, would you please come forward? There is a microphone that we have. Let me also make it clear. We have a microphone in the audience, and our brother, your name again? Joe Matadi. Brother Matadi, we're not going to the estate, but we're right here. So,
we brought the estate to the state.
Brother Matadi will be handling the mic in the audience. So when you are recognized, you go to the mic, you bring the mic to you, and then we'll do that little dialogue in here today. Mr. Ware has a lot of resources for this particular immigration issue.
Good evening. My name is Michael Ware. I've been involved in this immigration since 1996 in Jackson, the first introduced the bill. And then fast-tracked. And then when the situation got to this point, when Liberian started calling in office, my profession, I'm an engineer. But gradually, because of my position with the state, I love it, for the department, to Congress. So when we had the former president of the Liberian community, when she went to his office, he told her, do you know Michael Red? And she said yes. And why don't you get on board? But he's lobbying for us in Congress, and he takes a lot of money. So I think he knows what to do, how to get Congress moving. So they called me back to see if I can help with the immigration situation. So that's what I think. My question is I'm living there, but I can't even tell when last I gave the gentleman for the time I spent my days in Washington trying to get money from the state. But the immigration bill where we are now is in the committee. The two bills have gone to committee, and they will leave the committee to go on the floor. The reason why we're doing what we're doing is in 1998, when the bill got on the floor, when Senator Jack Green took 7 minutes arguing the Liberian immigration bill, the former Senator Phil Graham from Texas got up and took 3 minutes to defeat the bill, and every senator clapped for him. All he said was, I have no Liberian in my state because this is Jack Green's problem. I don't think you sit there and work on your island Liberian when no other states have Liberian. Everybody went off clapping. And all because no Liberian in the state of Texas have contacted him. So when Senator Jackson came back, he said, listen, why don't you people do what we call the home visit? Contact them at home before they get to Congress, so that when I get on that floor to argue the bills, they will know that Liberians are in their state. And so we started this ground movement of reaching your contact with the state. And so every year we try to get as many Liberians as we can to please call their local congressional people to support the Liberian bill. And this year again we're doing the same thing. Some of you might have heard that the bill Liberian or EULA is late. I think some of you might have also heard there's a national immigration reform bill that is being supported by the President of the United States. That national immigration bill has not yet been introduced. It will be introduced the week of May 14th. Right after Mother's Day. That's the goal. It might not be May 14th, but that week between May 14th to that Thursday. Congress will work from Tuesday to Thursday. No. So for people to go out and say EULA is late, or they're running behind something that they're already late, and the national immigration bill has not yet been introduced, I think we did well by introducing ours by April 19th. So in the state of California, you have 53 congressional districts, and luckily for you, you have the speaker from your district. Especially the Sacramento, the San Francisco Bay Area. You have the two powerful people, the speaker, and you have the co-chair for the National Black Congressional Caucus, Barbara Lee, from the two districts, District 8 and District 9. And from all my lobbying and things, the little lobbying I've been doing, I was told that if I can get one of them on my side, believe me, help will roll, people will pay attention to Liberia. So that's why when the president asked me to come to California last Wednesday to travel on a Saturday morning, I said, once it's California, I will go because I will ask them to please call their congressional call Barbara Lee or call Senator or call the Representative Olese, and we will see what we can do. The good thing is that if the speaker asks to review the bill, pray that the speaker asks for the bill. It sends a lot of message to the people that are on there because they want to know why the speaker was put an interest in a particular bill to ask to review it. So sometimes I would say, you might not ask her to support it. You might ask her, but if she says, I will not support it, but I don't want to look at it, clap, at least you have done something. Because the speaker asks you to look at our bill, send a lot of messages to those people down there that something is wrong here for this lady to ask to look at this bill. So please, give her a call. Another thing is that the calls that you make, they register. And so the more calls that come to that particular person's office, the better chance is there for them to ask their special assistant, what is it these people wonder, all these calls coming from my district, everybody keeps calling about this one bill. Why is this bill? And that will also, so that's why we're asking you to please call. I have here with me a broad copies, if they're not enough, the president will make more. Your congressional delegates and your senators and the districts that they, from a particular district, from the Sacramento, the San Francisco area is District 12, the Sacramento area is District 8, the San Valley, and so forth. You have, so if you know your district, you know where you live, the area you live in, if you think of one of these, you just go there and you can call. I also brought with me the list, the number or the things to say when you call. What to say when you call. If you don't know their local number, there's a Washington D.C. number that you call and says, can I get Congress police's office? They have to give it to you. They pay to do that. They have to give it to you for a register. So that's why we are asking you to call. Because these things work. I speak from experience, from lobbying for my state in terms of the dollars, the transportation dollars. When I go to Washington, I always tell them, let everybody from the state of Rhode Island, the 1.7 million people call, and everybody call, and we get our money like that. So if these calls do work, please call, and what to say is all there. Ask them to support the bill. S656 or HR 1941.
It's recording.
I also have there with me the list of the senators, the U.S. senators. And I will leave it with the president, but the ones in red are those that are on the judiciary committee. The way bills are worked, especially when it comes to legal bills like that, it goes to the judiciary committee. Once they pass the judiciary committee, you stand a better chance of that bill passing on the floor. Luckily for you again, one of your senators is member of the judiciary committee, Senator Diane Feinstein. She's a member of that committee. And on this list, you have a contact person that you call, or chief of staff. When you call, you ask for that person directly and tell them that you want the senator to support the Liberian Fairness Act Bill 2007. And what happened is that every congressperson, whenever they get back from the floor, when they leave the floor and go back to their offices, they call the chief of staff in to brief them on what happened while they were away. Or when she comes home and go back to Washington, that's the first thing she will do. Ask, can you come to my office and brief me? And when the chief of staff has to go there with a list of calls that came in for that day or for that week, they have to print it and show it to the congressperson. This is what, this is what happened while you were away. And when the congress leaders start flipping and start saying 20, 25 pages of calls from one state about a particular bill, they will have concern and want to know why. It works with Senator Coleman. Everybody knows Minnesota. That's one of the people who killed the bill last year. That's the only senator that stood up and said Liberia was not his problem. His problem was Afghanistan and Iraq, and the Liberia bill died. This year, this is the first time in my 7 years of doing this thing that Senator Coleman called to ask for the bill. And when he asked for it, he finally called me back and said, I think I will consider co-signing on this bill. So at least he has not, but he will consider. Saying that it means a lot, because as soon as he said it, a junior senator signed on right away. They didn't wait for the senior senator to sign. He signed on. And this time, we have a Republican congressperson from the state of Minnesota co-sponsoring the bill in the House with Representative Patrick Kennedy. Tim Wilbur is a Republican, and so we have a bipartisan input submitting this, and we have bipartisan, so we try, so at least we're getting somewhere. Before we were always Democrat, now we have a Republican and a Democrat co-sponsoring this bill in the House. So we have a bipartisan in the House.
How many times since 1996 or 98 has the bill been introduced and been defeated?
It has been introduced since 96, every year since then, but the one time it went on the floor, it was defeated. Before, it never even got out of committee. In 98, it went on the floor. We all have our finger crossed, and when Senator Phil Graham came out and said that it was a Liberia problem and he died, and then since then, he has never gone back beyond the committee. So this time, with the bipartisan introducing it, especially in the House, because the House kills it faster. In the House, we assume that it will get on the floor. If you all can give me at least 42 or the 53 congressmen you have, I will be happy. 90 of them are Republicans, so if I can get all the Republicans, believe me, I'll be happy. And she knows what it is. She's been looking at this cause before. Yes. So that's where we are. I will wait for questions, and I will answer them as they come along.
Excuse me, before we bring the first question with your question, we've just been notified by the, we have fire regulations in the city here. For those of you who have your cars parked in the driveway coming in and out of this facility, please remove your car and park. There is another reserve parking, I understand, somewhere along on this side here. So when you get out of here, we can make a right turn, and there's another reserve parking out there. But you cannot park in the driveway there, and because of fire regulations, we will be fined. So please, those of you that are parked in the driveway, please move your car. Okay, you can you can extend the mic to the first person to ask the question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair for Immigration. My name is Joe Kapia. I report for Daily Observer, and I also publish a community newsletter here in Northern California. We call it West African Journal. And this is the time for us to inform our people who do not get on the internet. We have made a list of Liberians in Sacramento and the Bay Area. There are over 5,000 Liberians in this area. If we can put this in the mail within the next week, we can hit every home in Northern California, and we can get the results that we are asking for. And I am willing to do that in conjunction with our association officers here.
Thank you.
So that was not a question, right? Question?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the National Immigration Committee. And I also want to thank the National President of ULA, Mr. Wettee. My question is, given the fact that the issue of immigration affects Liberian, every state or every city within the United States, what efforts your organization is making to attract national attention by having rallies or protests or demonstrations like other races and other nationalities have been doing for the last couple of months, like the Mexicans? What are we doing, or what is your organization doing in putting together Liberian organizations that are within the various states or cities in the United States to have a national parade or national protest or peaceful demonstration or whatever to prevent deportation after TPS AFLI? Thank you.
Well, in terms of what are we doing, we are doing the best we can do. We cannot come to you and say you have to demonstrate. If you invite us to come to your, if you are having demonstration yesterday and you invited us, we were here, we came to support your cause. What you can do now is, now that you know what you can do by educating, you have to call the congressman. You in California can decide to say, listen, next week, Tuesday, we will assemble at the Congress-leading local office and present a petition, or we will assemble at the Senator local office and present a petition next Wednesday, or we will call and make an appointment to meet with the Senator. That's what you can do. And if you need our input at that time, believe me, I'm more than glad to come back to go with you to meet Senator Diane or Bible after if you need.
Just to add on to what you said, on the national level, we do meet the Congress on the 19th.
On the 19th.
On the 19th, we're at Congress, meeting with all of the senators. So on the national level, we are out there meeting national leaders. We cannot come here and represent the region. Local politics.
Also, to clear the air, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, you see there are different strategies that we use in the past that we have experience about. When you call Liberians to demonstration, those of our people who are deeply hurt, who are in the situation that you are working for, they are going to work. Am I lying here? No. Is it wrong? Yes. But we have changed our strategy. The strategy now is to go to the key people that are responsible for this thing we call bill. By the way, what is a bill? Let us understand this. We have some of our brothers, fathers here, uncles here. The bill we're talking about is something that in the United States Congress, they put together before they pass a law. The United States Congress people get together, they iron things out among themselves, they talk about a particular situation, and they write it out in a document called a bill. This is the bill that we are talking about in the interest of Liberians to seek the permission of the government for our people to be, their status to be regularized to that of permanent residents. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
In addition to that again, right now I have an appointment, hopefully next week or sometime week after, with the chair for the Black Congressional Caucus. Every senator, when I was in Washington on the 19th, on the TPS, every senator I talked to, the first question they were asking, have you gotten the Black Caucus on board yet? What's so important? So then I keep a find out that getting the Black Caucus on my side will support my cause. So I'm right now targeting Senator Carolyn Kilpatrick from Michigan to see if the ULA here can meet her. The sad thing about demonstration is, like the Chief of Protocol says, that when you're demonstrating, you want numbers. In this country, there are two Qs, quality and quantity. In American politics, it's the quantity that comes, it's not the quality. So you have the 200-300 or 50 Liberians who got green card that march to Washington. You go to a senator and say, it's just for 50 people. I can do 50 votes. I want to vote by 10,000 mark anyway. So if you decide to do that, make sure you carry a big number. That's why I'm afraid of seeing demonstrate because Liberians, like you said, when you say the people that really need it, when you ask them to go, they decide to go to do the devil than to go to fight for that one day. So I'd rather go in a smaller group and say we're plenty back and it's way behind me than to go and say we're coming and we need to find out we only 10 people there and you have this big publicity about demonstration and only 10 people show up, that just killed the Congress person who came. Question.
My name is P. Gossi. I want to first thank you and the entourage for the very, very fine job you guys are doing for our citizens. Yours is one to be recorded as service to our country. But I'd like to start by saying that when you want to do anything like strategies with or precedent that you want to use, you have to look at how successful that precedent has been. Because if you're going to apply a precedent, that precedent must be a precedent that has a success story behind it. A precedent, an application for mere precedent's sake that will not give the result is not necessary. What I'm saying is that methods used in the past, you have to review those methods. What were the results of those methods? Are those methods applicable today? Now let me go back to demonstration. What have been the results of demonstration? What are the success stories behind demonstration?
Ask a direct question. Gather people here to
yes, is that a question? What are the success behind demonstration?
Yeah, what are the success behind demonstration? That's one.
We have not been successful with demonstration. That's why I'm not pushing demonstration. That's why I'm pushing call. Because Liberians will quicker call than to be seen. So the senator not seeing you, all the seeing is once you call the number 916 or whatever your area code, register on that incoming list for that day. And it counted as a person asking me to support the bill.
My second question is, can there be a proactive action from us that may evolve in the sense that if the bill gets on the floor, because we are not there to debate, they are going to debate. There might be other issues that may be raised to defeat the bill. In the first instance, you said that one of the congressmen said that they didn't have Liberian in their state. Possible argument that will defeat the bill. For example, when I got in here, I heard somebody speaking about the Chinese experience. Okay. Is there any way that we can capitalize on those precedents and forward it as part of the means to strengthen our arguments for the bill on the floor?
Yes, yes and no. Yes, in that the president of Liberia on April 19 has just sent a letter that as much as she would like for her citizens to go home, she cannot accommodate a mass input of Liberian because the economy, it will just ruin the economy and the situation will deteriorate from where it is now to worse. So she's asking Congress to do whatever they can to keep our citizens. So we can use that because like the president said, you can't say Liberia is not safe. The only weapon we have now is economic and conditions at home. And dropping 10,000 Liberians in Monrovia that is already jam-packed will definitely create problems and chaos for the present government. And she already alluded to that by sending that letter on April 19, asking Congressman Kennedy and whoever put in the bill